By planning ahead, you waste no time or willpower making decisions about what to do, and you can ensure you will always begin with your priorities. Nick Trenton. Far more often than I would like, I come home from chess games ruminating over the moves that I should have made, the tactics or strategy my opponent used to crush me, or blunders that I felt like I should have seen. There are nights after chess where I lose sleep because I can't stop thinking about these things. I'm sure there are plenty of people watching this that know that kind of pain. Maybe not about chess, but about other things. The overanalysis, the evaluation, rumination, or worry that just won't stop. It's almost like you can't get your brain to turn off. This is a classic example of overthinking. My biggest source happens to be chess, but many people have this issue surrounding finances, relationship, health, or day-to-day problems. According to Nick Trenton, author of the book Stop Overthinking, there are two main sources of anxiety which lead to overthinking. The first is ourselves. Some of this is genetic, but overthinking seems to be a slippery slope. The more one partakes, the easier it is to go into this mode where your brain simply runs wild. Therefore, if you know that you're an anxious person, prone to overthinking, then the strategies we cover later in this summary will be vital to keeping your mind focused. The second thing is our environment. This refers not only to our home, office, or other work areas, but also our socio-economic settings. If you are constantly stressed out and anxious over projects at work, you are much more likely to overthink and fail to relax, even during nights and evenings when you are away from your job. If you live in a lower income home, the burdens of financial stress can easily keep you up at night, overthinking the dilemma of paying the next bill by the due date. Constant overthinking, regardless of the reason, can lead to a wide range of health problems, including dizziness, fatigue, accelerated heart rate, headaches, muscle tension, and irritability. The good news is that Trenton spends much of this book on strategies to stop overthinking and relax your mind. The first strategy is understanding the 4 A's of stress management. The 4 A's are avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. Avoiding is probably the easiest to employ. If you know a person, place, or thing that stresses you out, simply avoid it. Alter. Maybe the drive to work stresses you out. Can you bike? Can you take the bus or carpool? Find a better way of dealing with the stressor. And if that doesn't work, try acceptance. Unfortunately, not everything in life is under our control, and sometimes you simply have to roll with the punches. And lastly, adapt. Learn to cope, look at the stressor differently, or find a release valve to make the stressor less of a problem. Next, try the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. This is a great technique that I've actually heard used to stem procrastination, but it works really well for focusing your mind away from stressors. Look and name 5 things that you can see, then 4 things that you can touch, 3 that you can smell, 2 that you can hear, and finally 1 that you can taste. The goal is to distract and redirect your attention away from whatever you were overthinking about and on to what you want to focus on. Next up, journaling. When your thoughts are swirling around in your head, it can be impossible to sort them out or make sense of anything. You often come back to the same thing over and over again. By listing out these thoughts, problems, or issues on a paper, you can often stop thinking about them. Instead of in your head, they are on paper. For most people, it is also easier to brainstorm solutions and organize in a physical medium. Manage your time better. Do you feel like you work all day or are suffering through things that you don't enjoy doing? That you never have any time to yourself? You're probably right. Most of us spend far too much time on things that we quote-unquote should be doing and don't schedule time for rest, relaxation, and our hobbies. By blocking out your calendar or making a to-do list, you can find more time for the things that you do enjoy doing. Next, we'll look at adjustments in attitude. While the last group of tips were all managing overthinking and bringing yourself back into focus when you need to, the goal in the long term is to limit the need for these tips and tricks. To do that, Trenton promotes 5 attitude adjustments that you can work on that will help you focus on the good, positive things in your life, rather than the things that cause you to overthink and become anxious. Number 1, focus on what you can control, not what you can't. Number 2, focus on what you can do, not what you can't. 3, concentrate on what you have, not what you don't have. 4, focus on what you need, not what you want. And number 5, live in the present. Notice that overthinking lives in the negative spaces of your mind. The can't, don't, want, the future, and the past. In the present, you can enjoy what you have without the worries of overthinking. Remember, by planning ahead, you waste no time or willpower making decisions about what you do, and you can ensure to always begin with your priorities. My guess is that all of us have time when we've spent hours dwelling on the same thing, having it run through our heads over and over and over again. There is no benefit to overthinking, and with Trenton's book, you can start to fight back. We hope that you enjoyed our summary of Stop Overthinking by Nick Trenton. Do you have a book, idea, saying, or concept that you'd like to see us make a video of? Leave your suggestions, along with a like and a subscribe, down in the comments below, and your topic might just be our next video.